Hello YouTube friends. Today's video I want to show you how to clone your raspberry. This variety is American red raspberry, and when you reproduce your raspberry, when you want to have more raspberry from one single plant, and one way of reproducing raspberries is marcotting or air layering, but you don't need to peel off the skin. But what you're going to do, you'll find a matured cane, and then you just simply bend it over. And yeah, actually I had clone last April, and I'll show you the result. But since I didn't have tripod yet that time, so the demonstration was not that clear. So I hope today is more clear than the previous one. Anyway, I'll show you the clips about my cloning last April of this year. Now is September 13, and the next, or after you bend that cane, raspberry cane, you just insert it in the middle. You just insert here. You just insert that one here. You have to be careful because the thorns are really sharp, and the thorns are very sharp. Okay. Once you insert it, but you have to be sure that it really touches the soil, but you need to be careful that it will not reach at the end. So it should be right there in the middle. Then after you do that, you close it tight here, and whatever materials you use, it could be a thread or straw, but what I use is a garden wire because it's easy to fold, and this will serve as like lock to the top of the plastic so that the soil will be intact, and yeah, the development of the roots inside will be certainly prioritized. Of course, you have to make holes here using a small garden wire as well. So that's it, and you will need at least 1 month or 2 months to wait before you can cut in here. This is from the main plant, and this will be your another plant after 2 months. Even in a month, roots start to develop in, yeah, around this plastic. But of course, if you want some a certainty that it will be it will survive, then you'll have to wait at least 2 months. And the result I had, like, I cloned them or through this way of early yearing, but you don't need to peel off the skin. I started last April 16, and I just separate them last other days. Yeah, last 2 days, and the first batch was like last month. So YouTube friends, this was last April 16, 2020, the date where we started cloning or reproducing our raspberry plants using the method of early yearing or um, marketing. And as you can see here, yeah, this was our first bended raspberry cane. And to tell you what, there is another method which is very natural. if you want to reproduce your raspberry plants by way of allowing the raspberry canes to directly crawl on the ground, because as it touches the soil, then the roots will naturally develop, and once you can see the canes that has a lot of roots in it, then it is certainly be able to survive. And then what you can do is to separate that one, cut the cane, separate from the main plant, and then you're good to go. You have your new raspberry plant. So that's the natural way of reproducing. But anyway, you cannot expect much new raspberry plants because you only depend on those canes that develop roots in the ground. But this method, which is early yearing or marcotting, you can have as much as you want. Depends on the mature canes that you could have in your raspberry plants, and you can reproduce as much as you want. So as I mentioned to you again. And so yeah, during that time, last April 16, 2020, we have at least 48 raspberry canes that we marketed, but only 32 plants that survive. And I'll show you in the next episode, in the next upload in YouTube, about those plants that we planted in 3 different locations. The first location was planted directly to the ground. The second location was planted in the pots, and the third location was planted in the old boxes. So I'll show you, and probably I'll have a separate um, episode to that each location. But all those raspberry plants that we planted there in different locations are from here, from the third batch of our cloning or reproducing of our raspberry plants through marketing or early yearing. So I hope you guys enjoy the short video about reproducing raspberry plants. Of course, we're here in Thailand. It's a tropical country, and this is my first time planting. And still, it's been more than a year already in our hands, but I could not see any flowers or any fruit yet. So I'm hoping that we will have fruits this coming years. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated for our next video, YouTube friends. So roots, yeah. See that one? Can you see the roots here? Yeah. And this raspberry cane here, ready for planting.